Hey guys, so before this video starts...
We can't get a childminder
We can't get a childminder today.
My mum's working, Megan's mum's working.
Normally they take him on a day, so then we bang out the videos for the week.
Yeah, we sit and record.
But we can't, so you will hear him shouting in the background. He has found his voice and he won't shut up. So you will hear him squealing.
But look, let's get into the video, will we?
Good GM advice being bad. What GM/DM advice you see being thrown a lot, but is actually pretty shit?
Well, you know, the thing is, me and you, we're amazing DMs, aren't we? We know exactly what we're talking about.
Exactly.
Like, we are...
I don't even bring a pen and a paper, guys.
Yeah, like, you know, I'm just saying, I think we're pretty pro with this, and of course we should be the arbiters to tell you what might sound like good advice is actually bad advice. Look, we'll just jump into this and we'll see how badly we make fucking fools of ourselves. But I think there's a few
ideas.
DMs
in the comments.
Being like, James, shut the fuck up. You actually have no idea what you're talking about. Why do you even have this YouTube channel? How have you got this far? I don't know, guys, okay? I just stumbled through life and this is where we are now, okay?
Pre-made adventures suck. Just run your own stuff from the start as a new DM.
Yeah, but you've also got no idea what the fuck you're actually doing.
Exactly. I strongly disagree with this one. Pre-made adventures provide a solid framework and a reasonable starting point. They also provide at least some coherence in terms of story. It's very easy for DMs, even new DMs, to add their own things and change stuff around in such an adventure, but having a framework is super helpful. A lot of players also think that they want a sandbox, but they'd have no fucking idea what to do with a sandbox if they were presented with one. Pre-made adventures provide stuff to do and give a group a common goal. I'm not saying everyone should only run pre-mades. I'm just saying that telling new DMs to run their own stuff without any experience is bad advice.
Yeah, I think I definitely agree with that. But
is it though? Because we get stories.
Yeah, no. But guys, look. So say you're a new DM, all you gotta do is check the links down below. We've got the Seal Water adventure, don't we, Megan? Yeah, and it's very light. It's very much meant. It's a very improvise heavy. Game, but I think it's something to definitely check out because do you want Bella Delphine has poisoned... Delphine, has poisoned the town's water supply and has decided to turn the villager into simps. Simps, yeah. Imps. They're not
Get it?
They're not imps, they're simps.
Get it, guys?
Yeah. Okay, look guys, next post. Okay, look.
Start with D&D. If you want a starting point for tabletop role-playing games, Risus is unironically a great choice. It's very consistent with its lighter mechanics, and you don't even need to set goofy/tropey tones like the book suggests. If you want something even lighter and even more narrative focused, tactical waifu/lasers...
You're not going to find two players as... You guys, you want to play tactical waifus?
and /lasers. And Feelings has a solid resolution mechanic when run by a fair GM.
Look, I get what he's trying to say about starting with D&D isn't actually the greatest point to start with, but... I still think it actually kind of is for most people just because it's the easiest game to find.
It's the easiest game to find like gameplay online and you can learn how to play it. There's a lot of
resources, there's a lot of tutorials and I do think it's the easiest place to find people.
Because it is the most popular, I think.
Okay. The only way I would say this guy's stuff would be better is if it's a group of you, like people that you're already friends with, decide, okay, we're all gonna give this a go and see what it's all about, if that makes any sense. But if it's just you and you're trying to find randomers online, it's hard. It's not easy. And I still stick by D&D as a decent enough starting point for anyone, you know?
I think death is just pointless and disappointing. Your character didn't learn anything. They just died and are gone now. There's nothing to do with them, and now you have to make up some new character that will always be the new guy and won't have all that development from previous sessions. It just seems useless as feel state. What's the point? In many systems, it's even a reward because you can't restat your character and build something more optimized for your current level. There's just nothing positive about it. What does it add that dismemberment or death or side characters doesn't?
I don't think this guy gets I don't think he gets it. For me, I feel like the whole reason for the death is to stop you doing stupid shit.
Yeah.
You know, it's a reason to do well. It's a reason not to, you know what I mean? It's also one of the driving factors of, I don't want to die.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep doing this type of shit to get me out of the situation, or maybe I'm going to do stuff that, I don't know. I feel like this is a very backwards way of thinking about it. I feel like, okay, I guess I get what he's trying to say, where it does feel very hollow, and it's like, I've spent all this time, I've worked so hard on this character, and I would be a little ashamed to see them die. Yeah, I get that, but I suppose that's like this leads into a bigger question about life in general and death, isn't it? Yeah. You know, it's like, did you live a good life? You know, was the life worth living? It's a strange question, though, isn't it? And I suppose it unravels much further than just role-playing games. Also, this stinks of 5e, just saying.
I hate people telling you to fudge rules. Never do that. If something is super easy or needed for the story to progress, don't make your players roll at all. If something is impossibly hard, don't let it be rolled for either. And don't fudge rules to keep PCs alive. It might feel nice in the moment, but games where PCs died and actions had consequences tend to stick along and make better memories long term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he also answered the previous one about dying. I do think characters' death stick with you a lot longer. You know, we've all had characters that are super powerful that were a lot of fun to play, and they had all the magic items at the end of the campaign. But, you know, maybe it would have been nice if they
went down in a blaze of glory.
Yeah, you know, I'm a sucker for The Last Stand.
Yeah.
You know what would be an excellent example? Like, so this is more for video games, but I felt a video game that did this perfectly was Halo Reach. So in the Halo franchise, they reference Reach quite a few times as a last stand. Like, it's kind of like the Alamo of sorts in the Halo universe. And the last mission in Halo Reach is just survive. And they just keep sending stuff at you. And, you know, you're going to die eventually. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I thought it's an ending in a video game that sticks with people. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people think more about that. Ozzy, please.
Ozzy agrees.
Yeah, Ozzy definitely agrees. Don't worry, Ozzy, we'll get you on the Halo soon enough. But sorry, back to the point about fudging dice rolls. I honestly don't mind. I don't think it's the end of the world.
Nah, and if it makes a story go along,
like sometimes it's more just for the DM's sake of this would be a lot fucking easier
if I just,
you know, like I'm sure you guys have been in a situation where it's like, okay, you're doing like a puzzle or your players are stuck somewhere and you've been
like stuck
and they've been stuck there for at least half an hour.
Doesn't have her fucking brainlets.
Yeah, like they've been stuck for so long and you're just like, oh my fucking god. Did a 5 do the job? Yes, it did. Yeah, there you go. Take it now. Run. But then again, is that the DM's fault again at the same time? You know, for putting them. It's a tough one, isn't it? It's a weird. What do you guys think about fudging rules? Personally, I'm more okay with it than against it. You know.
Psst. Hey, lean in closer. This is fucking ASMR channel now. You know what's pretty fucking based? Titties. Go see titties. Lots of titties.
All the titties.
Go over to the website, check out all the models. You guys know the score. We have some really nice looking models over there. And we have a lot of...
It's sci-fi gothic?
Yeah.
Let's call them sci-fi gothic.
And if models isn't your shit, we have loads of subclasses and we keep adding them every other week or so. We add a lot.
We got a lot.
We've got big brains. We add shit. But yes, go over to the website, check out everything. If you haven't subscribed... what the fuck you doing? Hit subscribe, hit the notification bell as well, and let's get back to the video. Every week we're going to be doing a giveaway of the new pinup model of the month, or if models isn't your thing, all of our homebrew content. If you want to be in with a chance to win the giveaway, all you need to do is subscribe. That's it. Hit the subscribe button. That's it.
Do it now.
But last week's winner was this guy. Well done! Yay! Round of applause. Everybody stands up and claps. But enough of that, let's get back to the video. D&D is a great game to start with. It's actually the worst thing you can do to a new player, is infect them with the D&D brain rot. Play anything else first, so they understand how RPGs work, and they understand that RPGs are suited to a particular type of game, and so you should be ready to learn new systems all the time.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of people get comfy, especially with 5e, and say, well, I know 5e. Do I need to know another system?
You know,
there's a ton of YouTube channels that it seems to be like all they focus on is how do we incorporate everything else and put it into D&D? How do we make everything fit into 5e instead of just playing a different system that would be much better suited than just playing that, you know?
Never induct people via D&D. The people who give that advice are like people in a gang trying to persuade others that getting jumped in is an essential part of being a youth. And it's the best place to start the journey into adulthood. They've got fucked up buyer's remorse, but they're ashamed to admit it. So they adopt this psychotic aggressive cult mentality where everyone else is the problem. Basically, never let new players play D&D. In my case, my first game as a player was Double Cross, and my first game as a GM was Dark Heresy. My first real campaign was Dark Ages Vampire, the Masquerade, and my first real campaign I ran was in GURPS.
I'm here on TG, we're better than you, and we know it. I mean, like, he's not wrong, he is better than us, but, you know.
I've had the opportunity to try so many things because I wasn't smacked with a D&D brain damage stick in my early years as a gamer. Give your friends the same opportunities.
I do feel like there's a lot of people that do play D&D and they only play D&D.
And they stick with it and they won't
touch anything else. And I think, you know what could be the reason? And I hate to... I feel like it could be one of the reasons. I don't think it's a complete reason, but I think one of the main reasons is for D&D podcasts in particular.
Yeah,
especially
there's so
games.
many of them out there.
And I feel like because people are watching them, and that's how a lot of people find them, because they are just so massive at the minute, they want to be part of what the people that they're watching is doing, if that makes any weird sense. They want to be, because, you know, I've thought about this a bit myself, and like, kind of what me and you do is kind of not that far off. Like, yeah, okay, we're not playing we're not playing a game or anything, but we're talking about it, and we do it in a manner that is, I like to think that we're talking to like one of our friends. Yeah. If that makes any weird sense, whenever we're talking, I feel like there's just there's a third person here, and that third person is someone that's watching us. You know what I mean? Someone that's actually sitting watching the video. Yeah. And it's a really weird dynamic because people know an awful lot about us, but we don't really know much about you, the person watching at the minute. Yeah.
Which is strange. It's so strange.
I don't know if that makes any sense, or if there's any connection there, especially when it comes to people watching D&D streams and they're like, no, I consider Matt Mercer a good friend of mine. Does that make any you know what I mean? Yeah. But I also do think I think honestly, the people that watch us, I think I could get along with very well. Yeah. Because I the stuff that we do is stuff that we are interested in.
We're all interested in. Well, apparently you wouldn't watch if you weren't interested.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like, look, at least we got the same overlapping interest, that at the very least, you might think I'm a retard, but like, that's neither here nor there. But do you think I'm onto something? Is there something there? I don't know. Possibly, maybe.
Who knows? You will carefully balance your encounters so there is no possibility of PCs dying. You will start fudging when PCs start dropping. You will write a novel and force the players to try and act it out without knowing the script. Doesn't matter if they'd rather do something else. And you have to quantum ogre them every 5 minutes.
I don't know if I want to know what a quantum ogre is. Is this some form of sex possession, guys? Please don't hurt me.
You will have hours-long combat encounters divided by cringe improv acting video game cutscenes where you info dump your shitty novel to the players and repeat as many times as necessary for the session to end. You will require 5-page backgrounds and then bend over backwards to accommodate for them in your railroad. I never have a good time saying that word. Instead of having actually interesting things happen during the campaign. You will not have fun. And you will be happy.
Okay, Klaus Schwab, stop that, please. You will. What was that one? You will own nothing and be happy.
Never say no. It took me 15 seconds when I started to figure out why this is terrible advice, but I still see it given as good advice from time to time.
I don't know, it's fun to watch players do stupid shit. Yeah. Like, honestly, if the players insist on doing something,
it, let them.
Okay, be my guest. A
friend of mine, who was GMing for the first time, insisted to follow that advice. despite me, who had been GMing for years at this point, trying to explain to him that this is bad. So then we had another friend who likes to play freak shit. He is a known patron of D. So that's really something.
You get those like, he plays the hentai board. Yeah.
His character was a Sphinx monk with titties bigger than her head and pierced nipples.
Okay, so look, you guys know it's not a good Neckbeardia video if there isn't a cat girl with big fat titties. You know what I mean? That's what it feels like a lot of the time.
She never wore clothes, and I think I remember her having a footacock.
How do you not remember that? That seems like
that's something you should remember.
I think that'd be something that would stick out in my mind anyway.
Needless to say, it made everyone at the table uncomfortable. And even made a drawing. Oh, he even made a drawing. Fuck me.
I feel like that's a power gamer move right there.
That is, slap it down the middle of the table. This is my character. Got big ditties and a willy.
Look at it.
This was after I decided to fuck with him and play a shifter artificer from an Amazonian tribe of warrior women. I think both of them weren't official play material yet, so essentially homebrew. Neither fit his setting, but he was like, sure, we'll just make a place for them. And I just knew he hated the concept so much. It's why I picked it. Another guy wanted to have a gun too, but also play as Lamia?
Lamia, yeah, the snake people.
Oh, right. Neither of which had existed in a setting. So yeah, then the D guy was like, forget playing a dumb bird druid, big titty sphinx magical realm. And the rest of the party had similar things going. It took like 3 sessions before the game fell apart. What a fucking shit show. This post is a shit show.
Yeah.
GM learned a harsh lesson that day. Say no to players from time to time, or you might get a futanari titty cat.
I never thought it would go
that. You
might just get, yeah, honestly, you might. I've never really thought of it in that way before. I've always thought of the idea of, yeah, just don't say no. I always thought that as more of, like, in-game. I've never applied that towards what you can make, like, you know, what you're playing as.
I never thought of it, like, as, like, character creation.
Yeah, or maybe my scope isn't. Maybe I'm too zoomed in. Maybe I need to zoom out
a bit more
to fully get a scope for it all. But if someone shows up with a cat girl with a massive cock, you know you're not gonna have a great time. Or maybe you might have a great time.
Maybe you might have.
Yeah. Oh God, please.
Whatever you're into, my guy.
Well, I don't think Ozzy was too bad in that one. I think he.
We were able to get him down for a nap halfway through, so look.
It worked out. It worked out quite nicely, but it's one of those ones. I'm in that. I never thought I'd be this person, but I'm one of those people that like. Do you want to see pictures of my child?
Oh, I'm like that all the time, but it's absolutely gorgeous. So why not?
But I don't like the idea. It's one of those ones. I don't really like the idea of doing it on YouTube at the same time.
No, I don't like it.
I'll do it on Facebook. I'm really bad on Facebook.
Yeah.
But on YouTube, I'm kind of like, I don't know. I'd rather, like, you know, he's too young to, I don't know, you see all those, like, child YouTube channels.
Like the family vloggers.
They give me heebie-jeebies. I don't like them.
It.
There's something very off-putting about them, and I can't exactly explain why. But look, sorry about that anyway. What do you guys think? What's genuinely, like, what do people assume to be good advice but is actually bad? A good one for me would be maybe skill checks, critical successes, and nat 1s and nat 20s. What? You know, I've got my flubbing nat 20. Personally, I don't mind a flubbing nat 20. Like, you know, it's time to please. I feel like one of the best systems that actually achieved it was, I always do this, is Edge of the Empire, where only certain, if you were, say you were proficient in a certain thing, then you could get like a natural 20 in that role, if that makes any sense. So say if you're not proficient with perception, you're never going to get the flubbing nat 20 moment.
Yeah.
But if you do have proficiency in it, then maybe you do. Maybe the DM's a bit more lenient with it, and maybe you can get away with a bit more than what you should. Of course, that doesn't mean, like, you know, jump off a cliff. I'm gonna do athletics off of Mount Everest. It's like, but I got a nat 20, man. You know, I just flapped my wings.
Doesn't work that way.
And I was able to just like glide down. You guys, but the nat 20 moment.
20?
I don't know.
Mine would definitely be masturbating with hand sanitizer and it kills sperm.
What?
Have you never heard that?
What?
You never heard of that? There was
No.
a big thing whenever hand sanitizer was going about. Like, whenever...
What do you mean when I was going
well,
about?
whenever the coup happened and, like, everybody's like, give me the fucking Sanny now.
Yeah.
There was a thing going about saying, well, if you lube up yourself with hand sanitizer before you have sex, it kills the sperm.
Would that not...
Yes!
I think that would be a horrible idea. Well, okay, I think you definitely won for horrible advice. You know, I don't think I can top that. I don't think that was really in the scoop of the video, but like I suppose there was a cat girl with fucking massive cock, so I suppose maybe it fits in. Maybe.
Just put it out there.
Look, okay, guys, we're just gonna call it there.
Yeah. So hit subscribe and hit the notification bell. Check the links.
Oh, also, you know, check out our wee adventure.
Yes.
And like, you know, we've also got plenty of subclasses, and we've got models, and we've even got cats with big fat titties. Unironically, we actually do.
Yeah.
How bad is that? We laugh at them, but like, you know,
we have them.
But we actually have them for sale.
But yes, go check it out and hit subscribe, all that good shit, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!